What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about XRP today. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it. It is the 11th day of August, and here we are with about 1 hour and 18 minutes left in the day. You know, I was looking at this on the weekly time frame a second ago. Truth be told, I made like a 10-minute video on XRP already, but I did not have my mic plugged in, unfortunately. I'm like looking over, I'm like, oh, that light's off. There we go. I need to fix that, unfortunately. But I was looking at this recently, and I was just saying, you know, what a good job XRP is doing here. You closed this low 2 weeks ago, right here at prior resistance, kind of in this general area here. You know, from a closing high to a closing high there, you're finding support right in this prior area of resistance, and that's awesome. Not just this relative area of resistance, but throughout your recent history, right? Over the past couple of cycles, this has been an area that you've definitely been battling. And right now it's looking like you're going to prevail. Yes, you're off to a negative start this week. You're kind of pointed downwards, but overall, you're in a really good posturing. This is from a structural standpoint. This is textbook strength right here, what you're doing. You know, found immaculate resistance multiple cycles ago, moved up here, broke out of your multi-cycle consolidation phase, right? You broke out of that back at the end of 2024. And then you had a pretty large consolidation phase here, which you've just broken out of. In response to this and this high back here, you're finding support now both times where you found resistance before. So again, just from a structural standpoint, XRP, it's very impressive to say the least. It's very, very impressive what you're doing here. We've got 6 days. I know it says 2 hours left, but it's more likely, or more like an hour left. We've got like 6 days left in this week. We could go down. We could even go below where these lines are here and then come back up by the end of the week. I don't care. You know, as long as we're closing ideally above where we closed 2 weeks ago, I think that... hold on. Oh, I got to clear out my throat, man. It's bad. I'm sorry. I try not to do that on the mic, but some people theorize that I'm doing something else whenever I mute the mic, but no. I just do that when the video's over. Anyways, $3.13. If you don't know what that is, don't even worry about it. Right now, weekly time frame looks great. Let's get into the short-term stuff, and then we'll come back out. You know, there's this thought that I have when looking at the XRP chart, which... And there's a good reason why we talk about XRP every single day, right? First off, it's a popular coin. A lot of people are invested in it, right? It's one of the market leaders, and it has a lot of relevance as far as like history and crypto goes. But also, and for those of you who haven't caught on to this, let me just make it clear. It's, I think, pretty good. I can't speak proper English here. I think it's a smart idea to do XRP analysis if you're trading Bitcoin or if you're trying to decide or determine where the Bitcoin price is going to go. Let me say that again. I don't think that XRP is leading Bitcoin. I just think that Bitcoin is deceptive, where XRP is a little bit more honest, if that makes sense. And XRP is led by Bitcoin. If Bitcoin's going down, XRP is going to go down. If Bitcoin's going to go up, XRP is going to go up. But the XRP chart, it's not that XRP leads Bitcoin. I just feel like the chart is easier to read. Does that make sense? So you're almost better off if you're trading Bitcoin or trying to make a directional heading with Bitcoin or determine that. You're almost better off analyzing the XRP chart. Because I swear, if XRP looks bearish one day, but Bitcoin looks bullish one day, Bitcoin and XRP are going down. If Bitcoin looks bearish, but XRP looks bullish one day, Bitcoin and XRP go up. Not all the time, but most of the time. I've noticed that. And I think anybody who's paid attention on this channel, you've noticed that too, because I'll make a Bitcoin video, and then 10 minutes later I'll make an XRP video, and I'm like, wait a second, XRP looks bullish. Maybe I'm wrong about the Bitcoin chart then. And I used to not say that. It used to be the other way around, because you think, and instinctively you would think Bitcoin does lead XRP, and of course it does. I just think it makes more sense. I'm not saying XRP is leading Bitcoin. XRP looks more bullish, therefore Bitcoin's going to abide by XRP. I'm just saying I think the Bitcoin charts can be more tricky than XRP is. But they're both, you know, they're both pretty honest charts, but XRP's, you know, he's the honest Abe, or she's the honest Abe, whatever it is. $3.13 it. We don't need to genderize it, right? It's just an it. $3.13 here. 1 hour time frame right now, 14 minutes left. Looking at the hour RSI, it's pretty neutral. I mean, you're in a bearish posturing now on an overall neutral RSI at the moment. Go down, not a big deal. Go a little bit lower, who cares? Stochastics look bearish. And the MACD just crossed below the zero. Bearish. Yeah, bearish. But you did, to be fair, you crossed above the zero here to the upside, and it didn't promote anything. Maybe you've just crossed below the zero and you're about to reverse back. I don't know. You've been pretty volatile. What I will say is kind of interesting is you had a bit of a fake out. You know, I do think this adds to the notion that you are going lower. From a high here coming down, you found resistance on this area. You clearly broke out of it here, and now you're back into it. This implies that what we had was a fake out. And fake outs, I mean, obviously we've got a lower low here. Fake outs tend to promote lower price action. So maybe we do go lower. Let's look at this on the 4 hour and see where we are. Yeah, right. That's clear. That's clearly a fake out now in the 4 hour. It's like we're really just in the same range. We haven't left it at all. From a low to a high, you're at your 382. Okay. Not a financial advisor, but the 382 actually is a good area to bounce from. You haven't officially hit it. I would normally like to see you hit it and then you go up to your 236 or cross below it and then you go up to your 236. But some kind of play like that wouldn't be out of the ordinary at all. $3.13 now. You could go down to about 311 just below there. Find support right here at your 382 area. Right at prior resistance. Right at prior resistance here. Prior support in this area here. Find some support right there and then continue to move up to your 236. Where you'll find a lower high in this range still, and potentially work your way to lower prices. Now, this could be the area that you find your low and that you actually break out for real instead of having a fake out this time. You could break out and actually see some growth. But if you find resistance at the 236, you return back to the 382, likely you will go down to the next fib, which would be at about $3.03, perhaps even down to what is that, $2.96. And both of these dotted white lines, remember this was those two weekly high closes that you had before we reached up and saw our brand new all-time highs here in mid-July. So significant areas there to find support. I don't believe that we go below $3, but if we were, maybe $2.95, $2.94 at the lowest. I really do think we hold $3, but something between $3, $3.10, maybe just a little bit lower than $3 could come into play, especially if we bounce here, like I was saying, reject the 236, and if we return back down here, you can basically rest assured that we would see $3.05 and below, and potentially even go below $3 itself, going to this golden ratio at $2.95, $2.96, something like that. So we're range bound for now. I would say we're on the lower ends of this range and looking for a bounce here, so maybe a little bit of upside. Maybe a little bit of upside. And that makes sense. I mean, the Bitcoin chart also kind of looks like it wants to move up right here, right, on the 15-minute time frame. We've got some bullish divergence on the RSI, higher lows here, lower lows in the RSI or in the price. 1 hour time frame, kind of at an area that you'd like to bounce from. I mean, it's nice to see them both agree. That looks bullish to me, right? Does it look bullish to you? It looks like it wants to go up a little bit. I don't think that it's going to go up too much, but maybe we go back up to like 120, 121K, something like that. XRP in that same kind of context, right? We're at the low ends of this range. Might we go up from here? I think that we might, you know. It's also somewhat common, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but somewhat common to go just below these lines, find support there, and then move up. Just like here, you found resistance just above this line, and then you move down, right? It's pretty common, especially on the third touch point, which that would have been 1, 2, 3 touch points, maybe even 4 if you count that as a touch. 1, 2, 3 touch points here might consider going lower. 4 hour time frame here, looking at the indicators. I guess I'm bearish on the 4 hour looks bullish overall. I don't know, you're right at the same area you bounced before. You're getting overbought. You didn't get oversold here, but you were oversold there. I don't know how to feel about it. Neutral with a bearish stance, but you're at an area where you'd expect to bounce, so there is some bullish ideas there. The stochastics look all right. I mean, they're bearish right now, but same kind of idea as the RSI. You're in an area where you could bounce at least. And the MACD is pretty close to an area that it could bounce as well. Although I would think with the MACD that this would tell us we go a little bit lower first, bringing me back to the idea that maybe we go just below this trend line. I don't know, something like that. And if we were to do that again, you know, we're at 313 right now. Maybe we go to $3.10, $3 itself, somewhere around there. I don't think we get below $3, but I'm scratching my head here, you guys. I don't know. Is this the low? Do we bounce here and then go lower? Do we just go lower first and then we bounce here? I don't know, but something, one of those three options, right? Has to be what we're going through. I'm going to stick with the idea that we bounce here, personally. I'm sticking with that idea. I think that what we'll do is we're going to come up to the 236, find resistance there, and then come down to the 0.5. $3.21.5, $3.04, $3.03, and then from there we'll be done with this and we'll continue to move higher. If I'm wrong, then what we'll see is we'll see a clear break of this range here. We won't find turbulence at the 236. Instead, we will rip above it. And if we can, I would say if we get a 4-hour to close above $3.27, you close above $3.27 on a 4-hour closing basis, you validate this as a low and validate the idea that we are breaking out higher. Okay, so just be aware for that in case it goes the other direction of what I'm expecting it to do. Bitcoin's moving up a little bit too. Daily time frame here. All right, I'm going to have to kill that fly. He just flew right by me. He's going to get karate swapped, bro. $3.14. I'll punch him, man. I don't know if you guys know this, but you can punch flies. Or bees. I know it sounds funny. Maybe it doesn't sound funny. Maybe it sounds sad, and it kind of is sad. But man, if you punch them, they don't know what's coming. Dude, they will drop. They will literally. Bees do not like getting punched in the face. Sounds like a joke, but I'm just until you've done it, you'll know what I'm saying. I thought it was a joke the first time one of my friends told me. It's a thing though. It's a little bit harder with flies. You got to be. You got to be swift. $3.14 here. You guys know I have an obsession with karate chopping flies. High to low, golden ratio, rejection there. Interesting. Go to the 382. $3.05. Sticking with the idea that you do move up to the 236, then you come back down, and you'll go to $3.05. I like it. Yeah, I like it. It makes sense. You might just be absolved entirely of going higher from here. I keep going back and forth. It's so difficult, so complicated. I'm sure everybody's loving it. I'm sticking with the idea that this is not the low yet, but we move up from here at least, and we go back to that 320, 330 area, and then we come back down to about $3, just above $3, and then we break out. Maybe sometime next week we'll break out, okay? I don't really have anything else that I want to say. I've said it all, so don't get caught up with the short-term stuff. Understand where we are, you guys. We're on the precipice of that next phase higher. We've consolidated. We've proven that this was not a one-off move for the cycle and that we are serious. We mean business. We're going to take it out on all the shorts. We're going to take it out on all the shorts, and we're going to be moving up in a very swift pace here soon. $3.13 now, $3.05 later. Who cares? We're going to go up to prices that are up above $11, $13, and beyond that, probably over the next 6 weeks or so. I've got nothing else for you. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Okay, take care. Bye.